Are you and your family being hunted by evil robots? Is she okay? We got what you need. A survival shelter, guaranteed to keep out evil robots and nuclear fallout.
We can't guarantee your actual safety. Robots may have tracking devices and may rip you apart.
Hey, how's it going? Spy here with another scrap mechanic video. As you can see from the intro, we're going to be building something theme-based. If you watched the camper building video, which you might have, you would have noticed me highlight a clip where there was robots trying to hunt us down on the radio. Now, that's not the actual case, but it is still really creepy. So I decided I'm going to be building a survival shelter or a fallout shelter. So we're just gonna go up here, and I already set up a little location and already set up some of the things. Now if we go up this hill, we will see where we're gonna be building it. Now I tried finding the best spot to kind of build underground, and I really haven't found too much stuff. This was really the only good spot that was somewhat underground, and I'm stuck in my car. There we go. Okay, and the shelter doesn't really have a use other than to look cool, as there is no survival mode yet. That is farther down the road, and I can't wait for it actually. So as you can see here, what I have essentially is the start of my door. I was fiddling with it a lot and I couldn't figure it out, and then I had to design this piston, which took forever. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side to get it to kind of look like a vault door. I was going to kind of go for the vault door similarly to the Fallout shelters in the series Fallout, but that's a little more complicated and not the same style that I was looking for. Okay, so we're just going to start off by doing the similar design here, which is pretty simple. We just need to make another piston, so we're going to get our building materials. And I'm also going to have a little elevator down here somewhere. Right about here, to go underground a little bit. Not really, but you know. Okay, so let's get started. Now I think we have to go about 5 this way. Up. And we're going to go straight over like this. So that's going to be the base of our build. And now we just need to get a bearing put in a similar position. I think right about there, if I'm correct. Yeah. And now we can just copy this style. It's pretty simple actually. So we're going to just use the same bearing. I'm probably going to just move it really quick because I don't like it where it is right now. Okay, there we go. I just moved the controller so that it's out of the way of the wall that we're going to be putting here. So now we just got to build the piston similarly to this one here, which is pretty easy. As you can see, the design is super simple. We're just going to start off by building 4 up. I don't know what it's doing there. 1 here. Then I believe we had a piston right there so that it turns into a joint. 1 there. 4 down. And in the middle, 1 there. And that's going to be the block that's holding the door flush to the ground. Put this one to the controller as well. And this one to the controller as well. And now what we got to do is we got to mimic the constraints here, but we got to make them opposite. Or we could just turn the bearings. It doesn't really matter. There we go. As you can see, the block right there is flush with the ground, which is awesome. That's what we wanted completely. Okay, so now we're just going to start building the door properly. I believe the block that holds the door flush to the ground is actually a 3 wide block. And now we're just going to come in here and we're going to start on the door. Now, the door right here is actually made of concrete. So, there we go. And you got to make sure that the blocks here are actually connected to the one that's connected to the bearings. Hopefully that works. And then we add our barrier block. And there we go. It should work. Let's go test it out. Awesome. That looks pretty sweet. So now we're just going to add the locking mechanism to the door. We're going to put a bearing here and a bearing here. We're going to have this lock go 4 down. 1 here. And this one's going to go 4 up. and one here. And now we got to connect these to the controller. Okay, and 7 is going to go 90 degrees red, and we'll have this one go 90 degrees red as well. And we're going to have these on the second set of constraints so that the door has time to close. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Hopefully that's right. There we go. That looks cool. I like that. We're going to have blocks here to keep the doors closed. And we're just going to color this so it does not look horrible. We're going to have the block pieces black and the arms a nice silver color. There we go. The door is locked and our locking mechanism is in place. The doors should open the locks first once opening, and then it should slide right open. There we go. That looks pretty sweet. Okay, I like that. Now to build the base. So we're going to get to the elevator pretty quick, but before that we're going to start on the aesthetic design of the base. Now the base is going to be mostly concrete and the corners are going to be a nice steel or metal. So here we go. Okay, so I designed the walls. They look pretty nice, but I added something else to the door. As you can see, there's a flap up here. You close the door. It locks perfectly. And this block up here closes to prevent anything else from getting in, just in case. Added a little door here temporarily so that I can get out and in. Okay, now we got to figure out where we're going to put the switch. And there we go. We got our little switch panel here. This connects there. We open it. And it opens. And we're good. And we're going to close this up because we don't need in there anymore. Okay, so now we're going to start on our lower floor or our elevator. So we're going to extend the first floor out quite a bit. Right about there. Looks good to me. And then we're going to go down right about here. That's where our second floor is going to start, or our basement. It's not really a basement as we're not really underground, but whatever. Okay, and then we're going to put a block here because we don't want to go underground too much. Looks good. And now we're essentially going to do the same thing as we did with the door, but it's going to be for a scissor lift. It's still going to be a piston, so we're going to have a block or a bearing here. Block here. I don't know how high we have to go, but we can kind of troubleshoot this. Bearing here. Block here. Bearing here. And our block for our elevator. Hopefully that lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is 11. We'll troubleshoot it. So we're just going to put our controller right next to our piston. There we go. Controllers to the bearing, or the bearings to the controller. There we go. And essentially we're going to do the same thing. So there we go. It should work now. A little fast. Might fall off it. But one problem I see is the block that's supposed to keep the stuff flush is actually moving. So we're going to move that. There. Press the button. Does it stay flush? I can't tell. It's going way too fast. We're going to slow it down quite a bit. Press the button. There we go. You know what? That is actually perfect. We don't have to change anything on it. That's amazing. Okay. And there we go. We got our elevator, and now we just need to add the button, which is going to be, have it right here. And this is going to go to the controller again. Bing. There we go. We have our elevator working now. There's going to be only one switch because we're going to be the only ones down here. Pretty lonely. Left my family back at the house. They were robots too. That's hilarious. Why did I do that? Okay, now we're just going to fix up the base a little bit and then we'll get to building the rooms down there. Okay, so I did a little more aesthetic design to the shelter, and there we go. That's what the outside currently looks like, but we need some signs. That's not very informative, is it? Beware, Farmbots. Farmbots, do not enter. There we go. Perfect. So the door closes. I'm gonna close it right now. Looks pretty sweet. There's a little gap in between here, but as soon as this closes, it will fix that. Sweet. Gonna add some color to it later. Now we need a sign showing that there is an elevator. Looks good to me. Okay. And as you can see here, our elevator is looking pretty nice. We can go down to the second floor. This is where we're gonna have our like bedrooms and stuff. Well, one bedroom and maybe a storage room. That's pretty much it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna build this really quick. Nothing too special. So there we go. I set up the floor for the shelters, living quarters and stuff. Right here we're gonna have engine room, storage room, bedroom, and bathroom. Now I don't know if we really need a kitchen down here. We'll have one in our bedroom, I guess. And I'm just gonna build these walls really quick, and then we'll start on more of the aesthetic designs and making it our own little shelter. So I set up the walls and everything. It looks pretty nice. These are the rooms. Now I want to actually customize my bedroom floor so that we have a decent floor compared to all the others. Like, we want a nice floor in the place we're gonna spend most of our time so that it is not that boring. So you know what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use a nice concrete block so that we can get a nice carpet floor. It's the best block that mimics carpet and even some type of floral. So in the bathroom though, we're gonna actually use tile. Because usually in bathrooms they have tiles, like French tile and all that other cool stuff. Tiles aren't that cool. What am I talking about? Anyways, there we go. And we're gonna just paint our bedroom floor before we forget. What's a nice color? Are we gonna go back to like the 70s or 80s with a nice purple rug? Pink rug? Red rug? You know, I'm gonna go with a nice... like a nice blue would be pretty cool, I guess. Oh god, that hurts the eyes. Too blue. Too much blue. Change it. That's pretty good. I like that. That's a nice blue. Toilet paper. Toilet paper. We need a lot of toilet paper. Can't have enough toilet paper. See, if this was my shelter, this is exactly what I would do. Toilet paper. Toilet paper in every crevice. Okay, now we're just gonna work on some more of the... Ooh, looks like we got some food here for later. Leaves are high in protein, probably, maybe not. Okay, so I got the generator and also an air conditioning unit. And there's the generator running. It literally does nothing, it's just for aesthetic design. Alright, so I just finished all the aesthetics for the base. I think it looks pretty good. It took quite a long time actually to figure out what to put in here. There's not much. I got a nice little kitchen area up at the top. And we got some boxes here. I painted a lot of the things, and as you can see up there, there are lights and sensors and stuff, but we're gonna get to that after. We're gonna go down to the main floor, or the basement. Here we are. This is the living quarters, the bedroom, not much in it, flowers. The bathroom, looks pretty nice. Stockpiled on toilet paper. And over here we got the generator and the air conditioning unit. Gonna turn it on. Sounds pretty cool. Doesn't really do anything at all. Back here is storage, and that's pretty much it for down here. Let's head upstairs. And this is where the complicated part came in. This took a while because I messed up. So here we go. We're gonna open the door. The lights will go off all around, and an alarm will play, initiating and telling us that the door is open. Now if we go outside, that's what it looks like. Pretty nice. And I kind of designed some ground here to hide some stuff. It's not completely hidden, but it looks decent. And then we're gonna go back inside. I'm gonna show you how a lot of this stuff works. Okay. And in here, once this alarm stops, There we go, the alarm stopped. We got sensors, tote bot heads, the door, and if we go back outside, I'll show you how I made the alarm go off. It's a pretty simple trick. We go over here, there is an area underneath where it's pretty much an AND gate, but this gate here will actually spin once initiated by the sensor up there that's right by the door, and it will shut off once the sensor is not initiated. And once these sensors right here get hit by this end of the block, it will initiate the tote bot's alarm, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's it for this episode. I think we did a pretty good job on the shelter. If you have any suggestions for what you want me to add to it, please let me know, and I will try to add some more stuff to it. I think we're pretty safe from robots in here. Probably not. They'd probably track us down and still murder us. So, thank you guys for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys next episode. Remember, stay sweet. Bye!